Kaushik, and we will starting with the revision of data or revision of Java. We will be covering every possible topic or every necessary possible topic of Java, and I have given some basic prompts to ChatGPT just to give me some clear, crisp, short answers that will help me to prepare for a job interviews and multiple Q&A rounds, right? And we will be moving forward with a few topics, and you can see here I have fetched the core Java topics for DSA that we will be using, and we need to prepare before appearing anywhere for Java interview at least. So let's just move forward with data types. So there are if we talk about data types and variables in Java, there are two types. The first is primitive and second is non-primitive. Primitive data types are those data types where we store simple values, not objects, right? And we have 8 type of Java primitive data types, which are if we want to say it in one way, like a byte. Okay, there are 8 types: byte, short, int, long, float, float double, char, boolean, right? And if we talk about the size of these types, the byte is of 1 byte, short is 2 byte, int is 4 byte, long is 8 bytes, float is 4 bytes, double is 8 bytes, char is 2 bytes, boolean is 1. Boolean is 1. Why? Because we can only put true or false. Char is 2. Why? There is a ASCII character value that we have assigned, and that will be used while assigning that particular value of that data type. And here are how we initialize these data types: byte b 10, short s 100, int x 500, long l 999 length, float f. So in long and float we put a l after the end of any number and f at the end of any number in float, right? That's how we do it. In boolean we only use true or false. In the non-primitive data types we have 3 string array classes. These they actually refer to the objects which are class based. String s equals to hello, where we mean that string s is holding a value of hello. Array is a data type which stores a, a value of same data type in a contiguous memory. So we have 1 2 3, and if we talk about the classes, my class object, that's how we create an object of any class, right? If we talk about the interview pointer that ChatGPT has given us, okay, the primitives are stored in stack. Non-primitive hold reference to heap memory. So primitive data types are actually stored the values in a stack format, and non-primitive data types actually hold the reference to the memory in the heap, to the heap memory, we can say that, right? To the heap memory. String is non-primitive. But behaves like immutable data. What is immutable data? Immutable data is that data which cannot be changed, or we cannot change after assigning. Known size and default values are primitive have known values and default values and known size, fixed size. So let's just move with operators in JavaScript. Here we have like 5 operators, I guess: arithmetic, relational, comparison operator, logical operator, assessment operator, unary operator, bitwise operator. And if we talk about the basic what are operators in these, arithmetic operators cover plus, minus, multiply, divide, modulus gives us the remainder of that particular division if we have any, right? So in relational we use relational comparison operator to compare value. By which name, we are relating it with another value, and comparison we are comparing it with another value which returns only booleans, right? Just like double equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. Logical operator used to combine boolean expressions, where we use and or and not. In the assignment operator we use equal to, plus equals to, minus equals to, multiply equals to, divide equals to, modulus equals to, where x plus 5 means is x equals to x plus 5. We are adding 5 in x so that it becomes x plus 5. The value x plus 5 will be given to x. the updated value. The unary operator works with single operand, plus plus, minus minus, plus minus, and not. So what plus plus does is it increases the value by 1, minus minus, double minus, it decreases the value, it decrement the value by minus 1, and plus it actually increases the value, minus it decreases the value. And that's how we use these unary operators. Bitwise operator works at bit level. We works at bit level, like one's complement, two's complement, right? So here we have AND or XOR. This one was XOR. This was one AND or XOR, and this was let me recall. Let's just do one thing. Yeah, not. Okay. So okay, we will learn from this table. We can learn from this table as well. So bitwise operator in Java used to perform operators bit by bit on integers operators, and this is or this the vertical slash, we can say the pipe, right? And XOR not. What does AND do? If it means 1 if both bits are 1, 5 and 3, that means 1. or is used if 1 if at least one bit is 1. अगर एक बिट भी 1 होगी तो ये पूरा 1 होगा. XOR a 1 bit 1, it means 1 if bits are different. Okay, so we will make it understand. 1 तब होगा जब दोनों बिट का 1 1 होगा. अगर 5 का भी 1 है, इसका भी 1 है, देन इट विल गिव 1 इफ और में अगर ये दोनों में से एक भी 1 होगा तो 1 होगा. 1 इफ बिट्स आर डिफरेंट, अगर बिट दोनों अलग अलग हैं तो ही 1 होगा, लाइक 5 3 तब 1 होगा. Inverts all bits 1's complement, that is negation of 5 gives -6. How does it gives -6? We will understand further, right? Let's just get into the binary explanation. Takes इसके अंदर क्या होगा, 5. अब 5 को हम लिखेंगे अब बाइनरी उसमें टर्म्स में तो 0 1 0 1 आएगा. 3 को लिखेंगे 0 0 1 आएगा. अगर इसका हम एंड करेंगे तो ये 0 0 1 आ जाएगा. इसका और करेंगे तो 7 होगा, एक्सोर करेंगे तो 6 होगा, नेगेशन 5 करेंगे तो 6 होगा. हाउ डज़ की साइन 6 होगा हम नीचे दोबारा पढ़ेंगे, क्योंकि मेरे को भी समझ नहीं आया था. अभी हम दोबारा देखते हैं, होता है भूल जाते हैं चीज़ें, ठीक है. तो ड्यू टू टूज कॉम्प्लीमेंट इंटीग्रल pointer, this is XOR is often used for swapping without temp variables. So a equals to a XOR b, b equals to a XOR b, a equals to a XOR b, and negation flips between flip bits, but result is negative because of how Java stores signed integers. Okay, so how does this happens? Due to 2's complement. By the way, we were doing only 1's complement as we have said before. So let's just what is this in Java? This is the bitwise not operator. It flips all bits. 1 becomes 0 and 0 becomes 1. स्टेप बाय स्टेप क्या होता है हम देखते हैं. स्टेप 1 में डेसिमल 2 बाइनरी होगा 32 बिट का. जावा यूज 32 बिट साइन इंटीजर्स. जावा यूज़ करता है 32 बिट की साइन इंटीजर. सो सपोज करो हमें 5 लिखना है तो हम स्टार्टिंग से हम 5 तक लिख देंगे. दिस इज़ 1, this is 2, this is 4. So 4 plus 1 is 5 that we have written in binary format. But after that, after these 4 bits, the next 28 bits will be 0. After that, if we apply negation not, then it means it flips all the bits, and all the zeros that were earlier before now becomes 1, and before that whatever the 0 were there, it becomes 1, and whatever the 1 was there, it becomes 0. It flips all the bits, right? And what number is this? If we talk about this number, and this is the negative number in 2's complement. Why this is a negative number in 2's complement? Because yeah. So because Java knows a number is negative in 2's complement, the first bit, most significant bit. So the first bit, if it is 0, then it becomes positive. The first significant bit is 1, then it becomes negative. Since we can see from the starting of this, after we flip all the bits, the starting is the same, most significant bit is 1, then it becomes a negative number. So, and we will judge what is this number. If we talk about the initial, this first is stands for 1 2 4 right? 1 2, I guess this is 4 5 5 and 2 it becomes 7. No. We have to add one more, right? We have to add one more. So 0 2 4 so we have to add one more to convert, ठीक है. We will, ठीक है, this is negative 2's complement. 2's complement को टिप क्या होती है? To convert any negative binary number to decimal, invert the bits again and add 1. अच्छा, सो अभी तक हमने पूरा वन वन कन्वर्ट किया, उसके बाद कहेंगे इन्वर्ट, वी विल इन्वर्ट एवरीथिंग एज इट इज़. वी विल इन्वर्ट द कंटिन्यूस वंस दैट वी हैव. Whatever one we have we will convert, then we will have this which is 5, the earlier that we have before, and we will add 1 to this, it becomes 6. The final result will be -6 and the final answer. लेट मी नो इफ़ यू वांट. ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है, चलो ठीक है, पढ़ लिया, ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है. व्हाट इज़ टू कॉम्प्लीमेंट? टू's complement is used, it's effective, no need for separate logic for positive negative numbers. Addition subtraction works normally with, ठीक है. Finally takeaways, if the first bit is 1. Control flow in Java पढ़ते हैं. Control flow in Java used to control the order in which code runs. It is used to control the order in which the code runs. ठीक है. So the conditional statements. So we will start with the if else. So how does if else how does it work? So we will put in condition stating if this happens, then we will execute this. If this is false, then else thing will happen, which will lead to execute this line of code. Okay. If we talk about this switch used for multiple fixed choices, if we have a situation which is running true for a certain period or certain condition, till then we will be seeing if there the multiple fixed choices that we have, if one of it is true, then that particular thing will be run, and just after completion of this statement we will have a break statement. After that we will exit from that particular switch statement. Loops, for loops, while loops, do while loops. So for loop has a fixed iteration stating from the initial number to the conditional number, initialization to the condition statement, that from till this condition is true. We will start the iteration from the I equals to 0 till this condition is true. While loop, it runs while condition is true. This while loop will run till this condition is true. Do while loop, in do while loop this loop runs at least once, so we will start running the loop from this thing, and just after exiting this loop, this line will run. If this particular statement is true, then it will repeat this particular set of code, and if this is not true, then the earlier one time we have already executed this one, right? Let's just go to break. It exits the loop. Continue means in the loop control loop. Break means exit the loop, continue. Skips current iteration, return, exits the method, the function, if you can say. Interpretive, while checks condition before, do while checks after. Use switch when there are many constant values to compare. What is functions? Function method in Java. Method is a block of code that performs a task and can be reused. Method is a block of code. Method एक block of code होता है जो कि use करा जाता है, that is used and reused to perform a task. Basic syntax क्या होता है? We write a return type, उसका तो method का function का name, and then we pass parameters that we have, and then we will return a specific value after the execution of that method. So we can say int add, int a, int b, int a, these are parameters. This is method name, this is the method return type, and this is return, and this is returning value, which we can say as value. And that's how we call this function. Since we have made this method with the method name add, then we can call this method with add and passing the parameter arguments. Type of methods, we initialize methods in three types, with return and parameters, without return, without parameters. Method overloading, if we talk about the same method name, different parameters. If we talk about the same method name and different parameters, void greet string name. Java picks method based on arguments passed. Suppose what does method overloading means? We have same method name but different parameters. Java picks method based on argument passed. Interview tips: void means no return value. Void means no return value. Java does not support method overriding in class. Java does not support method overriding in class. So okay, we have covered what is overloading and overriding. So overloading, overloading, same method, different parameters. ठीक है. Overriding, overriding in Java used when a child class provides a specific implementation of a method that is already defined in the parent class. If there is a specific method that is already defined in the parent class, and since if a child class is extending the parent class, it does extend the parent class while providing a specific implementation on the method that was already defined in the parent class. What is doing, since we know that in the parent class animal we have a void sound functionality which gives animal sound. Now this dog class is extending the animal class while stating that we will be producing this we will be executing this function sound while stating if, since we are talking about the dog class, then dog barks. So if we it's just a specific implementation for specific class dog, so the dog barks, right? Key rules: method name, return type, parameter should be same. Method in class, child class, replaces the parent version. Okay. Happens at runtime, part of polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. Access modifier cannot be restrictive than the parent method. Access modifier cannot be restrictive than parent method. Private static final method cannot be overridden. So sorry. Let's just continue. I just zone out between. I don't know why, but I does get zone out. So we will continue tomorrow. ठीक है. I guess it was late night, so let's just okay. Assume that ठीक है. Array. We talk about array in Java. Array is a collection of fixed size elements of same data type stored in contiguous memory. Date declaration, initialization. If we talk about that, how does we declare an array and initialize the array? If we declare an array by this statement where we provide first we write the return type and then we write the array name that we want to produce. After that we give we state how many element indexes we need. After that, int value is what defining it as how we initialize an array. How does we put values in an array? That is initialization directly. Accessing elements. Statement system.out.print value 0. So we are accessing, we're trying to access the values dot value, the digital value that is there on the index 0. So this is the first thing. The first place is the 0th index, second place is the 1th index, third is the second index, third is this fourth is the third index, since we are starting from 0th index, right? So if we want to access the value at 0th index, it happens that a value at 0th index is 10. Suppose we might be talking about different array that is different from this array, but the thing will be working similar that I have explained, right? And what this language is doing, we are setting value at index 2 is 10. We are setting 10 at the index value 2. In the values at the index 0, 1, 2, so index at 2 we are setting the value 10. We are replacing 3 with 10. Iterating over array. If we want to iterate over an array, how does it work? So we will start running a for loop which initializes with I equals to 0, and it will run through the length of the whole array while having additional increment of +1 after every loop. System.out.println values I, right? And enhanced for loop. Acha, what does enhance? This is how we iterate over an array, and there is one more way to iterate over an array, which is enhanced loop. See, if for int var and values system.out.println, so we are putting values of values to val. Suppose we are at if we are at index 2 and we have a value of 10, then the 10 value will be given to int val, since it is an integer type, not an array type, right? So only 10 will be given to val, and this 10 will be printed, and again then loop will be started. And if 10 has a value of, if the index has moved to 2 to 3, then we have suppose we have value after 10 is 11, then we will giving 11 value to val, and since this is integer type, then it will take only 11 and it will print this, right? That's how we iterate over array. In 2D array matrix, how does it work? So it is nothing much different. We have only integer type with both two square brackets stating the 2D array of a matrix, right? We will be using this sort of brackets. If we can say the outer bracket and the internal bracket for the each set of for 2 dimensions, right? We system.out.println matrix 1 0. You know now how does it? We this first one is used for the row and column. So first one is used for the row, and second one is used for the column. Row means this one, this, and this. Since we are talking about the first index, then the first row will be missed, and suppose if it is the first row and this is the second row, oh, then this is the 0th index of row and this is the 1th index of row. Then when you're talking about the ones in the index, then we are talking about this row in that particular index. We are talking about the 0th index of column. Then we are talking about this first and 3, and from that we get only 3. So that's how we are printing 3. Array fixed in size once created. जैसे ही एरे क्रिएट हो जाता है तो फिक्स साइज का होता है. एरे इंडेक्स आउट डॉट बाउंड एक्सेप्शन, इट हैपन्स व्हेन वी हैव इनवैलिड एक्सेस ओवर द इंडेक्स. We use arrays dot sort array to sort any array. What is enhanced loop? Okay, so enhanced loop, for each loop used to simply iteration over arrays or collection. How does it happen? So this loop, since we're talking about this particular loop, this loop will pick elements from nums. It will pick a value from nums, which is 10. First value 10, then store it n, then it will store it n, then n equals to 10. Now it becomes stores and runs the loop body. Okay, that's how it runs the loop body, which is this, right? When to use? When you need to read a value, not update. When we need to read value, show the output, not to update in indices, which is indexes, right? Clean, simple for iterating arrays. Use enhanced loop for read-only operations over array and collections. Strings and Java. String is a collection of character which is immutable, meaning once created cannot be changed. Okay, that is immutable, meaning once created now cannot be changed. Declaration and initialization. That's how the initialization works, and that's how the declaration works. String s1 hello. That's how we declare s1 into hello. String s2. That's how we initialize declare. There are the few common methods that we use on the regular basis. Length, caret index, substring equals to uppercase, lowercase contains index of replace. String builder is a mutable string. We That's how we create a string builder, which is SB. The object SB is created as a string builder, and we are appending the there in object of string builder, which is high. So we are appending high with there, and then it becomes high there. Dot equals to function to compare values, not equal to, which checks memory reference. String builder is better for modifying strings in loop. Strings are mutable to make them set safe and memory effective. Okay. Let's just move to classes and objects in Java. Class, a blueprint for creating a blueprint for creating objects. A blueprint for creating object. Class car, string color, void drive. System.out.println, car is driving. So what is happening is we have created a class car. Since let's just clarify. Let's just have a clarity. What is class, right? So a blueprint for creating objects. We will be creating a blueprint for creating a number of objects during our coding time, right? We are in coding. So in classes, we have created a class and we have built a creating object. After that, we have built an instance of class. What is an instance of a class? Is object. So how does we create it? We create an instance of class with the help of class name, which is car. Then we name the name of object, and then we use the keyword new. After that, we perform class name function, right? That's how we create a function. That's how we create an object of class. Now we can use this object of class to store or specify some instance of the values for the particular class. Since same as my car dot color is red. That's how we are associating new values to class using their object. And that's how we call methods. My car dot drive constructor, special method to initialize an object, runs automatically when object is created. Special method to initialize an object, runs automatically when object is created. Class car system.out.println, car created. You can also define parameterized constructors. Car string. How does we perform parameterized constructor? What is constructor? Special method to initialize an object, runs automatically when object is created. कुछ ऐसे मेथड जो कि यूज़ करे जाते हैं ऑब्जेक्ट को इनिशियलाइज करने के लिए, और वो जब जब रन करेंगे जब ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट होगा. This keyword, this keyword refers to the current object, card string color refers to the current object. If we have any current object that is running, then we will be referring to that particular topic. Suppose car string this dot color. in this particular class of car we talk about the color, then this is talking about the current object distinguishes instance variable from parameter. So this color refers to car, not the parameter. Class defines property. So this color is saving the value in this, and this color is giving value to this car. Okay. Do class is a blueprint or template to create objects. Think recipe for making a cake. How does class we create class? Class car, string color, void functionality we add, and then object. Void is a real world instance of a class. Think in the actual cage made. Constructor is a special method that runs automatically when object is created. Initialize the object. These keywords we have read about. Class blueprint object is the real instance of a class. Constructor initializes the object. This refers to the current object inside object. Let's move to the encapsulation in Java. What does encapsulation means? So how far we have come? Let's just see it afterwards. We have very less time. So what does we'll just get an idea what does these basic topics means, and then we'll move forward. Encapsulation means hiding internal details, only exposing necessary parts using getters and setters. Encapsulation means we are encapping the internal details, we are hiding internal details and only exposing necessary parts using getters and setters. Okay, think it like a medicine capsule that hides the bitter powder inside and you can only access it safely. Suppose we are in a class of person, we have a private string name that is hidden from outside, and we are using a getter where we have stated a public string get name where we have written the value of name, which is this, and we have setter, we have public void string set name, string new name, and this dot name. Here we are setting a new name, which is a new name to the this name, which is this name from this name that we have got through argument. Why use encapsulation? It controls how data is accessed or modified, prevent accidental misuse, it prevents accidental misuse, and security and flexibility. It's a key principle like inheritance and polymorphism. Let's move to inheritance. Inheritance, it allows one class to inherit properties, methods from another class. Methods and properties. Inheritance allows class to inherit properties and methods from another class. A child inherits traits from a parent. A child inherits properties from a parent. Property and traits, we can say. Properties are properties, methods are traits. I'm sorry. Type of inheritance. Java supports single child, one parent, multi-level child or child, hierarchical. Multiple children from one parent, multiple inheritance with classes is not allowed in Java using interface. टाइप ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस सिंगल इनहेरिटेंस में सिंगल चाइल्ड सिंगल पेरेंट होता है, मल्टी लेवल में चाइल्ड ऑफ चाइल्ड भी होता है, मतलब पेरेंट चाइल्ड हायरार्किकल मल्टीपल चिल्ड्रन फ्रॉम वन पेरेंट सिंगल पेरेंट एंड वी हैव 4 चिल्ड्रन मल्टीपल इंटेंस विद क्लास इज नॉट अलाउड इन जावा वेयर वी हैव मल्टीपल 2 पेरेंट्स 1 and we have single child that is not possible or allowed in Java. Inherit interview tips extends We use extend keyword in array and methods can be overridden. Child class helps with code reuse and method overriding. Let's just move to polymorphism. Polymorphism means mainly forms. Same method can have different based on context. Person can act like a student at school and a gamer at home. Same person, different roles. Compiler type polymorphism, method overloading. Same method name, different parameter. Same method name, different parameter. Class method, add int a, int b, rand, return a plus b. And we have, if we have third value c, then we will return a plus b plus c. Same method, different parameter. Same method name, different parameter. Java decides which method to call at compiler time. रन टाइम पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म क्या होता है, इसको मेथड ओवरराइडिंग भी कहते हैं, पहले को मेथड ओवरलोडिंग भी कहते हैं. जैसे हम पढ़ ही चुके हैं, मेथड ओवरराइडिंग मतलब होता है क्लास गिव्स इट्स own version of the parent class. It provides a specific implementation of the parent class. Java decides which method to call at runtime based on the object type. Overloading, same class, different method. Overriding, different class, inheritance involved. Overridden methods are polymorphic, not overloaded ones. Abstraction, let's just move to abstraction. Abstraction means hiding the internal details and showing only the essential details. Let's just, if we drive a car without knowing how the engine works, that's what it means. Abstraction, don't get it confused with encapsulation. Here it means you don't need to know how engine works and still you can drive a car. And what does the encapsulation means? It means that you don't have to, like I intentionally don't want you to know the composition of that particular medicine, so that you don't, just for your safety. That's how it works. So that is done and mandatory for the work, and this how, if you don't know as well, then this is fine for you. That make it this makes your life easy as well. So how to achieve abstraction? Just provide two main ways. Abstraction class declared using abstract keyword. In abstract, if we want to declare abstract class, we use abstract keyword. Can have both abstract nobody and regular methods as well. Abstract class is animal. Abstract void is sound. Void simply system.out.println and sleeping. Class dog extends animal. Void sound system.print.ln. Interface fully abstract before Java 8. All methods are public, abstract by default. All methods are public and abstract by default. A class implements an interface. क्लास इम्प्लीमेंट्स एन इंटरफेस. ठीक है, इंटरफेस क्या होता है? फुली एब्स्ट्रैक्ट होता है. और मेथड्स आर पब्लिक होते हैं, एब्स्ट्रैक्ट बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट होते हैं. सपोज इंटरफेस, हमने एक व्हीकल का इंटरफेस बनाया. इंटरफेस होता क्या है, थोड़ा सा और एक बार रिवाइज मानना पड़ेगा. इंटरफेस व्हीकल है जिसके अंदर हमने एक वॉइड स्टार्ट लिया. उसके बाद हमने एक क्लास कार को हमने इम्प्लीमेंट की. एक क्लास कार इम्प्लीमेंट कर रही है व्हीकल को, ये वाली ले रही है इसको, और पब्लिक वॉइड स्टार्ट कर रही है जिसके अंदर we have started the car. पता नहीं. Use interface for full abstraction or multiple inheritance. What is access modifiers? So modifier define who can access variables, method and classes. Access modifiers defines who can access variables, method and classes. The types of access modifier: public, private, protected, default. Public can be accessible from anywhere, private only within the class, protected accessible in same package or subclass, default accessible only in the same package. Examples: public class A, where we have print int x, anyone can access. Private int y, only inside A class, same package with subclass. Protected z, int w, default. Intermediates, encapsulation uses private and public getter setter. Protected is useful for inheritance across packages. No keywords mean default package private access. Static keyword. Static static keyword in Java means state. It belongs to the class, not to instance. Static कीवर्ड का मतलब होता है शेड. ये बिलोंग करता है क्लास पे, ना कि किसी इंस्टेंस पे, जो कि ना कि किसी ऑब्जेक्ट पे. Static variable shared by all objects of the class. shared by all objects. इन static intervals का मतलब है इसको, ये कोई भी कार के अंदर कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट उसको एक्सेस कर सकता है. cast all wheels. Static method can be called without creating an object. You have to write the class name plus the method name and we can use. Static block runs once class is loaded. Use to initialize static variables. Let's just move to exception handling in Java. Exception handling is how Java handles runtime errors without crashing the program. So we use a try something risky and catch everything error if it happens. So we write a basic we write this base syntax with try and catch, where in try we write the risky code that has a potential to be get not working or giving some error. Then in the catch we handle that error, right, by giving some message so that it does not crash our program or app. Final block example is this initials. Finally block always run whether exception occurs or not. फाइनली का मतलब है वो हमेशा रन होगा ही होगा, एक्सेप्शन चले ना चले. थ्रो वर्सेस थ्रोस. थ्रो का मतलब है यूज टू मैनुअल थ्रो एन एक्सेप्शन, मैनुअली थ्रो एन एक्सेप्शन. थ्रो न्यू अरिथमेटिक एक्सेप्शन एरर. Throws used in method signature to declare possible exception. Used in method signature to declare possible exception. Try catch prevent app from crashing. Finally is used for cleanup closing files. Java is checked example IO exception. Unchecked exception. Let's just move to regression. Regression is, in Java is used when a method call itself to solve a smaller version of the problem, breaking a big task into smaller repetitive subtasks. फैक्टोरियल. फैक्टोरियल में हम रिकर्शन में हम दो चीज़ लेके चलते हैं, एक बेस केस एक रिकर्सिव केस. रिकर्सिव कॉल. सो रिकर्सिव कॉल हमारी उस प्रॉब्लम को छोटे छोटे हिस्से में तोड़ती जाती है और उसके बाद हम लास्ट में बेस केस लेते हैं कि इसके बाद वो तोड़े ना ज़ीरो. तो जैसे ही हमारा एन की -1 होते ज़ीरो जाएगा तो अभी रिटर्न वैल्यू 1 करनी है और 1 इधर रिटर्न होगा, इधर फैक्टोरियल एन के साथ इधर 1 रिटर्न होगा, इधर एन के साथ जाके बढ़ जाएगा तो 1 × 1 1 होता है. उसके बाद फिर 1 रिटर्न होगा, पर इधर 1 क्या हो चुका होगा, +1 हो चुका होगा, इधर n1 हो चुका होगा. नहीं लास्ट में तो +1 होगा ना इसमें कहीं. चलो हो जाएगा जैसे भी होना. मैं अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन करूँगा तो मैं बता पाऊँगा तुम्हें. Base case event to stop regression. Recursive case method call receive into smaller inputs. Recursion is used for programs like factorial, Fibonacci, trees, graph traversal, backtracking, Sudoku, and types. These are the such useful problems that is useful for problems. Every recursive call uses stack memory. Too many calls, stack overflow error. Always ensure there is a base case or recursion will run forever. Wrapper class and type conversion in Java. Java provides object version of primitive type called wrapper class. जावा के पास एक ऑब्जेक्ट वर्जन ऑफ प्रिमिटिव टाइप्स होता है जिसको रैपर क्लास कहते हैं. इंट के लिए हम इंटीजर यूज़ करते हैं, कैर के लिए कैरेक्टर, डबल के लिए डबल, पूरा, बुलियन के लिए बुलियन. इनका फर्स्ट लेटर इज कैपिटल. Why use repper class? Needed when working with collections like array list. The collections cannot store primitives like int. Collections cannot store primitives like int, only object like integer. Autoboxing and unboxing. Autoboxing is int integer automatically. Unboxing is integer int automatically. Integer a equals to 5 for autoboxing. Integer b equals to a unboxing. There is a type conversion which is implicit and explicit. Implicit is winding, which is we are increasing the data type size from int to double, which is 4 to 8. Now explicit is narrowing, which is 8 to 4. Neat casting. Wrapper class used in collection, generic streams. Autoboxing, boxing use manual conversion. Casting to cut narrowing conversion to avoid data loss. Collections framework. Collections are pre-built data structures in Java to use to store, manage, manipulate group of stored object. Why collections? Arrays are fixed in size. Collections are dynamic, flexible, feature rich. Collections are dynamic, flexible, and feature rich. Common interfaces and classes. Interface like list, set, map. Implementation: array list, linked list. Feature: order, allow duplicates. We have three common interfaces and classes. List, set, map. Map is hash map, tree map. Set is hash set, tree set. List, array list, linked list. Ordered, allow duplicates. No duplicates are not ordered. Key value pairs. Let's just wrap this up with the last thing, which is input output in Java. First, the most common that we use is scanner class. So there in Java provides two classes, scanner and buffer reader, to read user input. Buffer reader is a bit more faster, which is used in competitive programming, but most of the time we use scanner class only, in most of the DSA problems as well. So that's how we create a object of scanner class, which is SC is the object of scanner class, and with the new keyword scanner system.io, where we will be using the object of the scanner class to take inputs from the user. It reads input, so next, then it will read word, then it will read full line. sc.int not int will read an integer value. sc.next will read a word. sc.next line will read a full line. Easy to use, good for input task. Buffer reader, which I have already told you, faster for competitive coding, but it's a bit more complex, so it is used in competitive coding for speed only. Output is given or it's taken is given by system.out.println. Just use println output, that's it. For format output we can use this thing as well. Printfln use for the new line. If we don't want anything new line, we can only write it printf. So now we have covered all the Java basics, DSA, and we will be practicing DSA topics. Before that, provide list of all the important tasks. Okay, that's it.